of recording this, it has been over half a year since I left the EXE Encore mod and took Zipbomb with me. For those who recognize the names but don't recognize me, I'm the person who created the Ron EXE, Zipbomb, as well as the one who did the artwork for the song upload, boys, girlfriends, chromatic in the song, all that. I wanted to make this video to share old gameplay of Zipbomb in the EXE Encore mod from the build I had before I left. But before I do that, I want to get a lot out of the way, clear up any potential misconceptions. Yap. Cause I gotta yap. If you really don't care to have any additional information going in, which I would recommend you have if you were wondering what happened, then you can skip to this timestamp below to go see the unfinished gameplay. Or you can skip to this timestamp for the same thing, but with extra commentary about the events of the song itself, like what's going on there. Alright? Zim, don't forget to put the timestamps there, I swear to God. So why am I talking about this? Well, before any assumptions are made, I want to be 100% clear that there is no beef involved with my reasoning for leaving. There was a reason, but that reason is personal. That reason is no longer relevant, and I would highly appreciate it if you don't ask about it. Additionally, this video is not going to be me being all, oh, Zipbomb is actually going to be in EXE Encore again, surprise, because no. That's not the case. That will not be the case. I don't want it to be the case. There is a project that Zipbomb will be involved in, but it is not EXE Encore, and I am purposely avoiding sharing too much about it. You may be able to take a guess as to what this project is, because there is a high chance that I've mentioned it in conversation, being like, oh yeah, this and that, but I'm not going to be teasing it a lot because it's not the big selling point, Well, selling point in quotation, it's an FNF mod. Anyway, if you decide to sit through my little preamble there, you may have noticed that I specified that the gameplay was unfinished. Well, it's true. It's unfinished. There was certainly a lot that was finished, so at first glance, it may seem totally done. Like, if you skip to a random point in the video, it may seem completely fine. But, no, there are very clear issues if you watch the entire thing. I was in the process of redoing sprites at the time. Specifically, boyfriend and girlfriend sprites. I hadn't gotten to boyfriends yet, which is gonna be very clear because he looks like shit. But girlfriends, I'd say, looks kind of the roughest despite the fact that her sprites were newer. Like, John, when he was animating her hair, it kind of looked weird, and that was gonna be fixed. It obviously never was, and you'll see that. But also, her animations at one part of the song are a little broken because one of the poses was just never done. I just never finished it. So yeah, if you're listening to this part before watching the gameplay, then keep an eye out for that. The song's charting and events were all done already, especially Zipbomb sprites, because he looks great. Despite how old the sprites are, he looks great. You might have seen a little bit of one of them if you remember the music video thing for Zipbomb. So it's mostly done, but it's still pretty much incomplete. Now, here's the part that I want to get into the most because it's the part about potentially doing this that's given me the most anxiety. People making revival mods. Now, I assume that this isn't a very common practice anymore within the Friday Night Funkin modding community. And if I'm right to assume that, that's awesome, but I'm still gonna mention it anyway because I'm sure there's someone out there who still does that. I remember incredibly well how many EXE revival mods were created after the original Versus Sonic Daddy EXE mod was cancelled. A lot of uncredited talent, a lot of people's works being used without their knowledge or consent. The entire thing, it's a big yikes from me. So, and I'm even gonna mention this in a pinned comment and in the description to make it 1000% clear that I don't want this. I don't want to see any form of revival mods for Zipbomb. No resprites, no playable Zipbomb, nothing of that. I better not even see people tracing from this video for that. You hear? I don't plan to release the assets for this very reason. And the fact that they're old. If you want to use Zipbomb in your FNF mod or whatever project, contact me first. I don't mind discussing it. Please, just ask for permission. If I give it to you, that's awesome. And I'll even help with the portrayal of him to make sure you don't be like that one person who made a character AI bot of him and be like, oh, it's Ron's evil clone, because he's not a clone. But if I say no, then you gotta respect that. And I will go after you if you go behind my back. Okay? Are we clear here? One more thing. Jext and Silvery also worked on this. I will be crediting them in the description because they're both awesome and they deserve the love. Jext being the one who made the song, obviously. Silvery being the one who charted it, and I hadn't played the chart in a long time, but I remember really liking the chart. I don't think I even got a full combo in the gameplay. I don't remember. I guess you'll find out soon. But I had fun. They're both really awesome people. They're both really talented, and you should go follow them. I think that's about all I wanted to add. I don't know how many minutes of recording I have recorded, so go have yourself some year-old Zipbomb. Enjoy! Enjoy the commentary if you decide to listen to that at the end.
This is a certified hood classic.
So, welcome to the commentary part. I didn't mention this in the beginning, but this entire part is unscripted for one, so I'm gonna be yapping. I'm not gonna be paying attention to the script I wrote for the beginning. In fact, it's gone now. I clicked it away as I recorded. It's gone now. No script here, but I didn't mention it in the beginning, but I'm also going to be showing off 2 work in progress videos I had taken. One being the concept for, like, the beginning part. Another being very early gameplay. So we're gonna start with those, and then we'll commentate on the most updated Zipbomb footage, which is the one you probably just saw. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna open it up on my other monitor, and I'm just gonna talk over it. Okay, we're back, and I decided that doing this in OBS would actually be way easier. So we're gonna start with Concept in Motion 1, which is like the first concept thing I had. I was trying to like explain an idea I had for how the girlfriend part of the song would begin. So here we have boyfriend here. We have the old girlfriend sprite just sitting up here. She was gonna sit on this wall here. We got the sun being concerned. Zipbomb there. He looks normal. But yeah, boyfriend's there. He's like, yeah, it's too slow again. Let's go. And yeah, it fades to black. This is a certified hood classic. Boyfriend dies. There's supposed to be a flash of dark red to imply death. I haven't looked at the latest footage in a while at the time of recording this part, so I can't remember for sure if that part actually made it into the version I had the recording of, but it was intended to be there. He's laughing there, making fun of the fact that boyfriend was just that easy to kill. You can see a little bit of girlfriend's health icon, which suggests how she feels about this. She's like, what the fuck? You know? Laughter, cut off right here. You might notice that it sounded a little bit different, like boyfriend sounded weird at the beginning. This is like version 1 of Zipbomb. I don't think it's released anywhere on YouTube. This might be the only bit of it anyone has heard outside of friend groups and EXE Encore and stuff. This is one of my favorite poses, by the way. I'd want to mention that real fast. Alright, next up we have Gameplay 1, which I think was like unfinished gameplay or something. I can't remember. I hadn't seen this one in a while, so we'll find out. But as you can see, girlfriend or boyfriend sprites have not yet been implemented. I don't think the health icons were done or had been implemented yet, but like the background is here. Zipbomb is here. It's quiet. It's fading in. Too slow. You know how it be. I think this is still the old one too. Oh yeah, this is definitely the old one. I could talk about this detail here. There were dead flowers here. Also, in case I forget to mention this, I used to draw on my phone, so like, this background here, it's existed since long before this. I drew this all on my phone one day out of boredom. There's like a sunnier version of it somewhere that's like more accurate to normal Ron, and that was gonna be used for a cover idea. It was like blue, but 2 different Rons singing. It was gonna be No Escape and Classic. But obviously that never happened. And I've actually lost the original. There's no transition thing yet. Girlfriend just kind of pops up. I don't know who made this sprite, but it's a cool one. Zipbomb's here. Hi, Zipbomb. Hello, my son. Zipbomb's animations weren't implemented yet. And yeah, that's like a work in progress gameplay thing. And now, after I take a drink of Dr. Pepper, this part will be cropped out later. The most updated Zipbomb footage I could get, which is what I recorded a little bit before I left the mod entirely. Now, as you can see, the credits from the beginning, Jext was the coder, Jext was the composer, Drifting Zim, me, I was the artist, Silvery2, the charter. We got the credits there. So if I, for some reason, forget, I doubt I'm gonna forget since I recorded that part before recording this part. If I some reason forget, it's right here. If I somehow misspoke their names, it's right there. This isn't like the old version of the song, this is like the one that you can find on YouTube still. Fading in happens, the sprites are transparent for some reason, girlfriend's hair is doing a thing. You can see boyfriend over there. Icons, those were done. I drew all the icons. Me. Oh yeah, this is a part of Zipbomb lore that I'm not sure how often I mention, but I'm gonna mention it here for the however manyth time. Zipbomb is pretty much, if it was contained within a canon, it would be the Bob's Epic Sweep canon. So at the time, these designs for boyfriend and girlfriend were for Bob's Epic Sweep, even though at the time that this was out, it was still considered cancelled. And since then, these designs are no longer used. They're much better now. The sprites on boyfriend look like shit. I'm gonna be real. I just don't like how I drew him. Like, his down looks really funny. I have an edit somewhere of him, like, looking at, I think it was like some weirdly edited Taranza from Kirby. He was like, what kind of bug is that or something? It's really funny to look back on. But yeah, there was like a little comic thing I had made that was supposed to be like a prequel to the events of this, which is like girlfriend being all like, man, is that Ron guy? He looks really weird. And boyfriend's like, I don't know, I want to rap battle him. And girlfriend's like, why? And boyfriend's like, because the funny. And girlfriend's like, yeah, fair enough. And I didn't realize this until like after I left, I think. I completely miscolored boyfriend here. He was supposed to have blue gloves like in that comic, and obviously that's not what happened, and I beat myself up about it every time I remember. Okay, back to gameplay. But yeah, his down pose is probably my favorite. These poses, oh god. Trust me, the ones in Epic Sweep now are so much better. The too slow part was extended compared to the old version because at the time I had finally heard more of, like, actually bothered to sit down and listen to more of the track from Sonic.exe this was based on. And I really liked this part specifically and begged John that if he was going to redo the song, to add that part in. Because it was just that cool, I really like it. I still do. Yeah. I would start freestyling here if I knew how to freestyle, but I don't. So, yeah. But yeah, as you can see, it's normal. If you're going in blind, not knowing what's up, you would think, oh, it's just too slow, but Zipbomb mix, which is the exact intention, by the way. It fades out. This is a certified hood classic. Boyfriend dies. The laughter. Yay, my boy. Boyfriend is dead. He laughs. This is exactly what he does. I forgot about the icon. What else was I saying? Crap. Obviously the Red Flash didn't make it in like in the original concept. Rest in peace, Red Flash. You will be missed. But yeah, the laughter animation thing, this is probably one of my favorite parts about working on Zipbomb sprites. Just this little animation. I'm very glad. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm not the one who animated it, John did. And I'm very happy with how that specific animation turned out. I wish I had a GIF of it still. But oh well. But yeah, Boyfriend is dead. There's actually a version somewhere that has his eyes uncovered there and they were like hollowed out. That was going to be in the game, but I thought it would be too much. So I just covered it up like that. Zipbomb's little death icon there is based on a meme. Like, I think it was like a weird screenshot of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. We got his sprites. Girlfriend is just... Alright, there's something about Girlfriend here that John had actually gotten wrong that was never fixed. She wasn't supposed to, like, move much. Like, have her face be shown while moving until, like, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da part. But I didn't, like, make that clear enough. And John just ended up doing this. Like, she was still gonna move around and stuff, like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. But, like, we'd just be seeing the back of her. It'd be, like, I guess her being like, what have you done? What have you done? What have you done? Before turning towards Zipbomb and be like, what have you done? And then the battle begins. So yeah. Also, that little X there was supposed to be covered. I think there was gonna be a dramatic zoom here. Zipbomb's poses are honestly amazing. When it comes time to redo them, I'm probably just gonna redraw these because I like them still. Girlfriend goes demon mode because she's so mad. She's mad, she's in shock, she's mourning, going through a lot of emotions right now. As you can see, her down pose never existed. Zipbomb is very mean. He's mocking a mourning woman. How dare you, Zipbomb? Yeah, Girlfriend's doing her thing. I'm so good at commentary, guys. She was gonna have a tail, but I didn't know how to animate tails. I think I also was gonna give her wings, but I didn't want to animate the, like, draw or animate the wings, even though I wasn't the one animating it. Zipbomb jump scare image. It looks really goofy on its own. This upcoming part was gonna be a reference to Bad Apple. It was gonna have original sprites and everything, but I never did it. It was gonna be all black and white, but that part wasn't implemented here because at this point the song was being redone entirely because V2 of the song. Oh yeah, the background. The background does change, obviously, when Zipbomb reveals his true form. Well, true form, quote unquote. I'll make a lore video at some point. It gets redder, the sky is completely dark, the sun is missing, obviously. Boyfriend remains dead. Classic Ron action where it's just a meme and he's just spamming the cool part of the song, hell yeah. Pussy warrior, as Celery called it. Yeah, looking back on this, I really don't like Girlfriend sprites here. On the... no, let me pause before we get to this part. On that little, sad little hey from Girlfriend, she was gonna do a pose too. I think I was like debating between her looking completely fine for a second, or it was between her looking completely fine and like normal hey pose, you know, like with the peace sign, like hey, you know, and her breaking down for a split second before continuing singing, but I never got to that, or like changed my mind last minute or something. Now, in the original track, if you listen closely, you can hear a little bit of a Kirby song, Gourmet Rice, I believe it was. It's because at the time I had a big Kirby hyperfixation, and John just snuck that in. Honestly, it's very iconic. I love this song. Old or not, this song still slaps. John cooked. John cooked. If you got to this part of the video, type out John cooked. This is how I'll know. Oh yeah, there's also a reference to... I forgot the name of the song, but there is a reference to a song. It was like the Secret History Tales song or something. There's a reference to that at the end. Very good reference. It's because both John and I were really obsessed with the song at the time. Here it is. And I forgot I was supposed to explain the lore here. So I'm gonna start the video over again and explain the lore bit by bit instead of talking about the tidbits of like the sceneries and concepts and stuff like that. So pretty much right before here, girlfriend and boyfriend wandering on the streets. They see Ron. He looks a little different. That's weird. Boyfriend's like, I want to rap battle that guy again. He was fun. Girlfriend's like, I don't know. I'm getting weird vibes from him. Boyfriend's like, but the funny. His song's a banger. Baby, please. And girlfriend's like, you know what, fair. Let's go over there. But like, obviously, she's still sus. Obvious. And she has every good reason. Because like, look at Ron. Quote unquote. Look at how he stares. Look how he stares at you. Boyfriend doesn't seem to like care though. Because he's stupid. We love him. He's singing along. He's not noticing how eerie the song sounds. He just thinks something silly is about to happen, probably. Girlfriend's just being like, okay, I'm just on standby in case shit goes wrong. It goes wrong, but she doesn't get to stop it. Zip is just doing the thing. They're going back and forth. Everything seems normal. Seems like a weird Halloween thing, probably, if you were going in blind. I don't know. But yeah, it goes on until, you know, it doesn't. Boyfriend sings his final note there. His final note was eh. This is Certified Hood Classic. Boyfriend perishes. He's like stabbed, clawed in the chest, clawed eyes out. Zipbomb laughs as he reveals his true form, and girlfriend is in absolute shock. She thought things were wrong, but she didn't think things were this wrong. So she decides she's gotta take over the song so Zipbomb doesn't kill her too. And the song begins. She goes demon mode. Boyfriend's corpse is just kinda rotten there. Zipbomb slaps. Banger song, you know how it is. But here's what they don't realize. Well, what girlfriend doesn't realize. She takes too much time completing boyfriend's battle. So if we stick with the canon of her always reviving boyfriend after he dies in songs, which is the canon I personally follow, she's too late. By the time the song is over, she's too late. Boyfriend is gone. Boyfriend is a victim of Zipbomb's now. He's dead, gone. She can't bring him back. And Zipbomb is fully aware of this and mocks girlfriend. In fact, he mocks her so much that he doesn't even give her the mercy of killing her too. No. He loves seeing her suffer from this so much that he keeps her alive. He's like, I'll come back for you later. Enjoy living that precious little life. Bleh. Enjoy living that life of yours with your precious little boyfriend, little bitch. Or something like that. Tiled had made a cover. They never posted it, sadly, but like, they made a cover of this one song from hit single Fake Baby, I think it was. And the voice lines that they gave Zipbomb in that pretty much describe what happened perfectly. But, yeah. They're singing, you know, they're still singing there. But after that, girlfriend is just in mourning. She cuts her hair. She meets up with Carol again because Carol was involved in the story at the time. She's not anymore. And for a while, I was like developing a post Zipbomb song fanfic in my head. Shuttleman would be a survivor. Because like, there used to be a comic where Little Man, it'd be about how Little Man and Mary both met their demise by Zipbomb. Something about Ron, if you remember. I never finished it, sadly, but at the end of that comic, it was planned for it all to be revealed to be Little Man trying to contact Shuttleman, being like, hey, something's up with Ron. Does this all sound weird to you? Until, you know, dead. And while I'm mentioning victims, since I don't have anything more to say on this specific part of the lore, Bob is like a really weird victim of Zipbomb's. Like, there's times where it seems like Bob is gone in whatever state that Zipbomb leaves his victims in that I haven't really decided on at the time of making this video. Like, zombified, whatever. But then also, he seems completely fine and is just, like, trolling him. Honestly, within Epic Sweep canon, like, Epic Sweep canon, this is Epic Sweep canon. Well, a version of it. It's an AU of Epic Sweep. Bleh, whatever. I'm gonna shut up, and we're just gonna say that... We're just gonna say that Bob is a victim of Zipbombs. Bob does not make it. Bob accidentally created something too powerful. I need to make a lore video about Zipbombs sometime soon. And this video... You know what? If you get to the end of this video, why don't you tell me how badly do you think I should make a Zipbomb lore video? How much about Zipbomb do you want to know? How deep in the rabbit hole should I go? Should I mention Ronverse subcanon too? Because it'd be fun to, like, mention Ronverse for once. Actually, I'm not gonna mention the Ronverse. Anyway, I think that's about it. This is probably the end of the video now. Thank you so much for watching. This is probably a very long video compared to everything else I've made. So thank you for sitting through it, especially the part where it's unscripted and I'm rambling a lot. I don't know when my next video will be. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know what y'all want from me. What do you want from me? Okay, bye.